Hey there, boys and girls. Today I'm going to show you one of my absolute favorite backstrap recipes. So here we have a backstrap that I took off of a big old doe, and she's pretty trimmed up good. There's a little bit of silver skin on here I'm going to continue to take off. So what I like to do is just use a fillet knife. It's probably the easiest way to get the silver skin off. But you'll notice if you got silver skin, she'll clean up real easy for you. But this recipe is a surefire crowd pleaser, guaranteed. All right. So as you can see, this is a pretty big piece of backstrap here. So what I like to do with this, you can see it's kind of narrow. You'll have one side that's bigger than the other side. Typically the side that is along the ribs will be your narrower side. The side that's right along the spine will be thicker. But what I'm going to do today is we're going to take this and I'm going to make a pocket with said fillet knife. And we're going to cut it. And we're going to try and think of this as a piece of pita bread. Don't cut the ends. We just want to open up a pocket in here. And man, if you're like me, backstrap is just the #1 cut on a deer. So we got a nice pocket there. All right, as you can see. And we're going to just make it a little bit deeper. Just a little bit. And it doesn't have to be perfect. But if you can cut it to the point where it is almost through the other side, but not quite, then you've done perfect. And you want her to stay open, just like that. And okay, ladies and gentlemen, what I have here is some Philadelphia cream cheese. But if you notice, we got spicy jalapeno. So if you don't have this, just take your cream cheese, cut up some jalapenos, mix it in. That's all you need to do. But this is so easy that I normally just get it, and you can see it's got good chunks of jalapenos already in it. Time saver. We're going to take this and we're going to work it in. We don't want to overstuff it. Most of this is going to stay in, but you will have a little bit that leaks out during the cook process, which is fine. This is going to make a nice ooey gooey party favorite here. Take your fingers, kind of work it in there a little bit. But on a good sized backstrap, you can pretty much use a whole tub here. You want to be able to close this, so we got a little bit more we can go with. Hey, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Consider subscribing. And if you're returning, I really appreciate you. Thanks for hanging around and watching this. And hopefully you get some enjoyment out of it and try this. Alright, so when she almost looks like she won't close, that's when you've done it right. I can fit a little bit more right there. And I'm going to put that right in there. Alright. There ain't much left in here. So we're going to clean that out. This size, this is, what is this, 8 ounces? This is always the perfect size. 7.5 ounces. So it used to be 8 ounces. Like everything, we're dealing with shrinkflation. 8 ounces will fit in a good sized backstrap. Alright. Wait until you see the next step. Okay, so as you can see, I've laid out some bacon on a cooling rack. Now, one tip you can do here that I can give you, whenever you're grilling or smoking with bacon and you're using it as a wrap, like we're going to do for this piece of venison backstrap, just get the cheapest, fattiest bacon you can find, because what we want is the fat, not the lean. We want the fat. So I like skinny bacon, thin bacon, fatty bacon. I want something that's going to crisp up really well out on the smoker. All right, so we're going to use 2 different rubs on this. My first rub is one of my favorites out of Texas. You can contact these people and get this. You hardly ever find it in stores around my area, but we are going to put this right on the loin itself here. So we're going to take this And we are just going to liberally coat it with a little bit of this lantana. And I'm going to put this side down right on the cooling rack, right on top of the bacon. And we're going to cover that again, just like that. If you haven't tried this stuff, you really need to. This stuff's amazing. All right, so we got that. Take that bacon and you want to kind of pull it up over the back sides here, just to get it started. We're not going to use toothpicks with this, simply because we don't need to, and I'm going to show you why. So you got this all up, and you got it all started, and we're just going to roll it on over like that. We got one roll, and then we're going to kind of bring it back to the middle here like that, and do one more roll. All right. This side decided it didn't want to, so let's just kind of work that piece around. What you want to have is, if you don't have the ends of the bacon underneath, you want to make sure they're tucked underneath, just like that. Here's a little piece of meaty side. Just we're going to make sure that's just kind of tucked under this other piece here, and we'll lay that right on top. Alright, so what I also like to do, now that we have it positioned on here the way I want it, and I kind of firm it up a little bit, just compress it like that. I'll manipulate these around just to cover up whatever I don't want exposed. But now we're going to do one more rub, and it's for a little bit of flavor, but it's mainly for color and presentation. Okay, for my second rub, I really like this original dry rub, Blue Hog's Original. I really like it. It gives it a great color and a great flavor. And I'm just going to put some on the bacon itself here, but it's going to get down into the meat all in between here. And it's just going on the top side, a little bit on the back side, a little bit on the front side. And that is that. All right, so now I'm going to go onto my Pitballs app here, and I am going to start my pellet smoker. We're going to cook this at 350 for about a half hour. And that is going to get me to a medium rare on this. But we will check the temp. But let's get this going. All right, pellet smoker's fired up. We're going to let that come up to temp, and then we'll put this on the smoker. All right, so we got our Pitballs up to 350. And with this being on the cooling rack, we just put her right on the main rack there. And we're going to close her up and give her 30 minutes. All righty, so it's been about a half hour. Let's give us Backstrap a test. We're going to stick her right in here, right in the middle, make sure we're in the meat. And we are at 131, perfect. All right, I'm gonna get her off of there, and then we're gonna let her rest. Okay, so like I said, I'll let this cook for about a half hour. 350 on the Pitballs. I've let her cool down for about 10 minutes. Let it rest so all them juices go right on back in. And we're gonna slice her up here. And I can't wait to have as a piece. So when you're gonna slice, you wanna get yourself a good carving knife. If you're pushing down real hard with a regular steak knife or fillet knife, you're gonna squeeze all your cheese out. Get yourself a good carving knife, and you can just take your time, let the serrated blades do the work, and go right between those pieces of bacon. That way everybody gets a nice piece of bacon. More sawing action than pushing. And there you go, look at that. Look at that, that is beautiful. Got some nice bark. She's medium rare. Look at the juice that's in there. I'm gonna cut a little piece here and taste it for you. Since you can't taste it, give me a little bit of the cheese that kind of squirted out there. Yes, sir. Okay. Like I said, that is delicious. So if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. And like I said, if you're new here, subscribe. I just shot this deer a couple weeks ago. I'm gonna put a card for that hunt if you wanna go watch the hunt. Watch me harvest this deer. But yeah, give us a try. Again, you can use beef, you can use a pork loin, or if you're fortunate enough to get some venison backstraps, use the venison loin. You're gonna love it. Get your good serrated blade carving knife. Okay, people, thank you.